Well, hello again. Video we got for you today is we're going to take some rust off some tools, more rusty tools. So this I guess is the beginning of my tool restoration series. Anyway, we'll cover things like the different ways, different dunking tanks and stuff like that you can use, different chemicals. The tools, wire wheels, sharpening, wire brushes, sanding. We'll cover wooden handles, garden tools, suggestions or tips on how to make the tool work better. But this video here, we're going to do some vinegar bath rust removal. And it's basically taking white vinegar, sticking it in a tub, a tote, and then soaking the tools, and then going back once you get them out. Some of them, they won't even work, and a pair of pliers won't even move. And that helps loosen them up to where you can get them apart, or get them to where you can clean them up with a wire brush or other means, files and such. But this one will cover that and just give you an idea of next time you're at an auction or a thrift store or something, you see a pile of old tools and they're all rusty, and it's like, why are they even trying to get rid of this stuff? Or if you've got a property like I got that has stuff buried everywhere, seems like the chickens are uncovering stuff daily of old implement pieces and tow hooks and chains and all the other garbage that was out here. But yeah, we'll just cover that, and then we'll go into some electrolysis where you're using electricity to remove the rust. Yard tools, garden tools. I got some axes that we're going to do the handles on, clean the heads up on them, sharpen them. Loppers, pruning shears, stuff like that. And then stuff like making your tools work better, like sharpening a shovel. Whoever thought of that, huh? But when you're digging through roots and stuff, it's amazing what a sharp shovel will do. And then what else? We'll probably get in some storage to keep your tools nice, that they don't get so bad that you have to go through the process of cleaning them up. So I guess you just hang on for the ride, and we'll get you going. Anybody else have this problem? You got a pile of tools you got left in the toolbox, you got water in it, didn't realize it, and everything's rusty now. I don't know what that is. That's probably a hog ring pliers. Anyway, no, that's a wire stripper. It's the bar for a flange or a clearing tool. Piece of nail rusted to it, looks like. Anyway, ratchet. Just a pile of rusty tools. And what we're going to do, this first batch, I'll split this in half and show you two different ways of cleaning your tools up. Come on, tripod. And we're going to put them in this tote with some vinegar. I'm just going to use the white vinegar. And let them sit, and I'll show you how the vinegar cuts the rust away. And that ain't going to do much good because I don't know where the wheel is to it. It's a good candidate to stick on a wall or something to display. Anyway, I inherited these tools. There's another old-time pruning shears. Looks like the spring's missing in it. And anyway, we'll get these set up in here, and get to going. Looks like I got the lighting right. The cleanliness, it ain't really going to matter because it's going to be dirty when all that rust comes off. So I'm not too worried about anything being at the bottom of the tote, dirty wise. We're going to smell up the whole wood shop with pickle juice. Smells like. It's like, ooh, somebody's been canning. Now we'll just put a cover over it a little bit, cut down on the smell. And then the second way I'll show you on the second half of these tools will be doing electrolysis. You stick a steel rod in there and electrify the juice, and the rust will migrate from the tool to the steel bar, which is all how you get the electron path flowing. But I'll show you that way too. That's a little more efficient. Either way is good. If all you got's a tote and some vinegar, probably a little cheaper if you had to go buy a. If I can get these open, that would be better if they opened. Well, I don't think they're going to. Anyway, that moves, so I'm just going to drop them in. Don't drop them too hard, you bust your tote and have another problem. But yeah, this is stuff that's just got sitting in the bottom of a toolbox. Toolbox to the left side. You can see what happened. I got to straighten the punch on that one. That's a center punch. There's a file. Somebody cut the file handle off. So I might be able to make a wooden rasp out of that or something. But yeah, there's some other. Oh, these are spring hose clamps, like on the newer vehicles. That'll work. Oh, what else we got? Oh, cool. This is a pipe lock. What it is curved, and you clamp it in there, and it'll make an indentation, kind of like compress two pieces of pipe together. So it kind of locks them together. Socket. And some more sockets there. And a little wrench. With a fillet knife. Handle looks nice. We'll see if that cleans up any. Chisel. You ain't gotta worry about it staying too long. Needing those pliers. I'll stick those in the strippers together. Couple wrenches. I think this was a specialty Ford wrench. You gotta clean it up, but the way it looks, lug nut wrench for an old Ford. That's a good start. And I got some clean tools I found going through my other totes, trying to gather up stuff and organize it. But that's all you do. You just there's that other file. There's a rat tail file. And I'm stirring them around, moving the tools around, and it's already getting a little cloudy with that rust. So that'll be pretty good. But we'll let that sit in there a day or two and then pull them out. A lot of the stuff we wire brush it. I've got different brushes. See if I can find one here. Where's my fine one? Well, I think it's probably still in the drill. But anyway, you can chuck these wire sanders up. I've got a little lightweight bristle one that's, I think, brass. Puts a real nice shine on stuff. But we'll let that sit in there and I'll get back with you. Now, if you can see, that water, or not water, vinegar, it's still vinegar, it is starting to cloud up already.
And it had only been 5 minutes. But you can see that efficiently, we got stuff floating around in there already. So yeah, it is working. Well, okay, about 24 hours. Look how dirty that dead gum vinegar is now. Let's see if I can fish my fingers down in there. That is still kind of stuck. But I run across the scissors. Now this is raw steel. It's going to be black. I'm going to have to wire brush that. And then I got a little bit of black here. On that edge, but I couldn't even open them before, and now they'll become good again. But yeah, that is our vinegar bath at about 24 hours. We'll continue to let them sit in there. There's a chisel. It don't even look like it's had any problem. That rust rubs right off. That file, it's still, that carbon is going to be high carbon, but it'll wire brush up. What else we got in here? Yeah, these I can't open yet, but it's got what, about a ½ inch of contact there on that, and it's probably all stuck together. Ratchet's starting to look good. It's amazing what you'll do when you hit that with a wire brush. Trying to fish out with some other stuff. Oh yeah, the clamps. I couldn't even open these before. I had both hands pulling on them. And now you can see I'm moving it with one finger. So yeah, those clamp pliers will be worth their weight. The spring clamps, like hoses. It can be a pain in the butt. But yeah, I'll let it sit, and probably tomorrow we'll wire brush stuff off and see how clean they got. Then we'll start on this mess of a batch. Okay, keep on trucking here. All right, day 3, I believe it is, of these goodies. Okay, the ratchet still won't turn. I'm gonna mess with, let's see if I got something that'll move it, maybe. That won't fit quite right. There we go. Going for vice grips. Let's see if loosened up. So now the gut's inside. It's got a snap ring around the outside here. I'll wire brush that off. Wire brush. Take that clip apart, and then we can clean inside it. But at least I can get it apart now. But look at that chrome. How much of that rust came off just by that. I'm gonna wire brush on a bench grinder and take a little more off. I ain't gonna make stuff perfect, but you can actually use the stuff again. And if I whack on it, I might be able to vibrate the spring loose. I'm sure the spring is broke. They don't hold up much. See, that's locking in place already, even with the rust in there. Oh, there it turned. Oh, I can hear it ratcheting. Like I said, it's probably full of rust inside. Oh, it grabbed. So I'm going to probably be able to rescue that old... It's a cheesy little ratchet, but hey, a ratchet's a ratchet. Better to have one in hand than none. right? But that's gonna clean up pretty nice. What else we got floating around in here? Oh yeah, I couldn't even take these things and prime apart. I had them in the vise; they would just not move. And you can see how easy they move now. So I'll probably clean those up. What I'll probably do with the handles, since they're dark and crazy, is actually paint the outside and like the cutting surfaces all shine up nice and oil it up. It's going to need a spring in here to open them up, but even the latch mechanism works. So those old timies will clean up and I'll be able to use again. What else we got? Got that old bastard file. Oh yeah. That's cleaning up nice. You probably can't see it, but that rust is coming out of them grooves. Yeah, it's still a little bit, no, that's loose. Well, cool. Got those hose clamp pliers. They're moving nice and easy. Oh, look, stuff's falling out of them. The little retainer's probably going on it. I'm gonna find one of them. Yeah, vinegar is an amazing thing. The chisel looks good. That old crescent wrench. Man, it's been sitting overnight. That vinegar's cold. Yeah, that might take a screwdriver or something to get. No. It's going to take a little vibration and hammering to get that loosened up. I'm very confident that it'll come loose. Hex key, rat tail file. There's that punch. Yeah, we haven't touched this. And look how clean it is. This has even got a vinyl. That's probably going to be a nail set instead of a. But I'm confident that'll clean up. Little wire brush. Woohoo! 1/2-inch wrench. Combo wrench. Man, that's cold. Oh, the scissors. Another piece of rat tail. Look at that. Now the other side is a little darker, but I'm pretty sure that that'll clean off. It's still smearing and rubbing. But a piece of paper here. Instructions for one of them can lights. Look at that. And I couldn't even open them before, so. Pair of scissors. Alright, what else we got in here? We got some sockets. Oh, that dude moves. Socket will wire brush up. Even the rust down the side here started coming out. Oh, look at that. Where are we at here? That ball's actually moving now from the adapter for the socket. So I'm going to get this cleaned out. That one not moving yet. It does now. A little oil, a little use, it'll be right as rain. Yeah, most of that rust just came right off without even agitating or any of that. There's a chrome socket. It's got a little surface rust, and it wipes right off. There's some more right there. Look at that. Amazing, huh? So yeah, you get to an auction, you see a big box on a pallet full of tools. They only want $3 for, nobody wants. You might find some good tools in there, and drop them in some vinegar for a few days and see what happens. There's that fillet knife. Now I haven't done anything with it. Most of that's coming off. Now some of it's deep pitted, and it actually stained the handle. But you can sand that handle. It's kind of like a plastic polymer stuff. That'll clean up. Anyway, there we go. So I wanted to show you, see if I can get this off the stand. The amount of garbage that came and just flaked off from just sitting there, moving them around a little bit. That's a lot of rust. So what I did is just put them back in their jugs. Because dirty or not, it'll still clean that stuff up. But we'll get this thing ready for electrolysis and show you how that works. Alright, so you guys wanted to, I know you were jonesing to see how this ratchet turned out. So we're going to pull this little clip out, retaining clip. You didn't know you rebuild a ratchet, could you? It's a spiral clip that just goes around and around like a key ring, basically. But I'll make sure that there's a little bit of freedom there. Debritless. Oh, it popped out. I didn't even have to hit it with a hammer. So as you can see in there, the teeth. I'll have to run a little bitty wire brush through there to clean all that debris out. But yeah, like I said, I think this is going to clean up. You can see, actually, what's that say? I told you it was cheap. But anyway, here's what I was talking about. These little springs are supposed to come out. You can see it toggle a little bit, but that's what engages the springs on the ratchet. And they're kind of gummed up. They don't want to move real easy. But if you see what I'm doing with this lever, it toggles back and forth. So it engages one side or the other. And what I'm going to try and do, I'll probably have to soak it because I don't know. These are usually pressed. This piece is pressed into the, and there's no retaining clip. Sometimes they'll pin this pivot. Looks like they might have done it. Yeah, they might have done it on that side. Well, I don't know that I'm going to get that off there. I'll screw around and poke myself in the finger. That'll be really fun. Yeah, I was hoping there'd be one more retainer. I'll tell you what. PB Blaster is some good stuff. That'll help get down in there and work it. It's moving a lot freer. At least I think it'll ratchet now. Alright, where's my egg at? I had her egg here. Yeah. Wipe some of the excess off here. I got one better. Brake parts cleaner. If I can find it. You can buy it any place really. This is the O'Reilly's brand, but saturate down here and see if I can flush some of that out. Sure moves easier now. Alright, let's see if I'll find my little brush. Mm-hmm. Now the other trick is remembering which way it went, what went. Oh yeah, you can hear it. It's catching and ratcheting. Both ways. Look at that. Even the little detent ball's starting to work. So I'm going to put a little more PB in there. You put a grease in there, it works. It lasts longer, but everything gets a little sticky too, so a lightweight oil. The best thing is, maintenance wise, automatic transmission fluid. You drop ratchets and stuff like that down in there and keeps them lubed up. Again, that's why I put carpet in my toolbox, to absorb the excess and kind of keep everything oiled. A little oil on them. Anyway. I think that's going to survive. Look at that. Alright. That's a lovely Taiwan ratchet that will work. The handle's got still a little bit of rust on it, but with just the wire brush, being as the crosshatch goes both ways, get down in them grooves. Look at that. You ever see such fun? As a side note, when we're cleaning the property up out here at Grasshopper Creek, we found some tools. They ended up being put in a trash bag because I had many hands. It's like junk is junk. Everybody thought, okay. But I got to looking and it's like, man, that looks like a snap-on handle. And of course the head was all rusted up. I mean, it was a ratchet just like this. Only we cleaned it up, same basic way, and I found that it had snap-on on the handle. So we took it in and had the tool guy research, and this was back still when I was in the shop, me and the weekly tool guy. We got to looking and found out that thing was manufactured about 1935, and he still had the guts to go in the head. So I cleaned the head up the same way, the gears and everything, they look good. We put that new kit in there, and it still works. It's in my mechanic toolbox, which is still down at Tag's place, but that ratchet came back to life after, what is that, 70, 80 years, something like that. That ratchet's still kicking, so don't count anything out if you put a little effort in them. Now, some stuff is a solid rust bucket, and when you go to dissolve it, you got no more tool. So that's a lost cause. But most stuff can be recovered. Probably what I'll do on this is wire brush it on the bench because it's pretty pitted, and I may take it apart and when I do it was made in Taiwan, but look at there. That is a pre-Craftsman ratchet. Anybody know what Craftsman is? All right. It gets better and better. Probably what I'll do is when we do the video on electroplating, I've got some legs off of my late 1800s wood cook stove I'm trying to restore, and we're going to nickel plate them back. And probably what I'll do is go ahead and nickel plate these. I don't know if I'd go ahead and do chromium, but nickel's easy enough to get a hold of, and it looks, when it's polished, it looks just like chrome. So anyway, there's your ratchet. It did survive. It came back to life, and just another one around the
All right, so it's out of our vinegar bath. These are the tools. I put a wire brush on them a little bit. The first thing is these hose clamps. I can zoom in far enough here. What happened, I got everything cleaned up and things started falling apart. The ends wanted to fall out because these little clips are rusted away enough. They go right here. And they don't have any retention anymore, so I got to find some more of them little crown clips. But I haven't hit these with a wire brush yet. But I couldn't even get them open, and as you can see, they fall open now. So I got to find me a spring. But, the scissors cleaned up really nice. Even the bad side, the really rusty side. It's just raw metal. I may clean them up a little bit more with the sander, and I might even take them apart and plate them, because we'll show you. We plan on doing some electroplating too, especially for my legs on the stove. For wire brush the file, it's all back. The rat tails cleaned up pretty good. The ratchet already went through that, and it works. Wire brush the wrenches. They cleaned up pretty good, enough to use again. So yeah, these were doomed tools. The chisel, I put some stuff in a bowl here and started oiling them up. This hose clamp block off actually turns now. Oh, what else we got in there? Oh yeah, the adapter, it looked pretty dang good. Turned out good. But yeah, usable tools again from something that was doomed. So that's a vinegar bath. What did we end up? 3 days soaking on them things and just working on them so they opened up and moved again. So yeah, we'll get this electrolysis going, which it already is. That just baffles me. Alchemy's a cool thing. We'll get them cleaned up and do a comparison, and then move on to the next thing. What do I got? I got an axe head I got to finish cleaning up. Some handles, some wood handles to refinish. Yeah, so we'll just keep trucking. All right, back to the vinegar bath shit. Update a little bit. Y'all remember that wrench, that crescent wrench that was rusted and missing a thing? Well, guess what? I got it to move. And it moves pretty easy. So if I can find a corkscrew threaded deal for it, that'll turn out pretty nice. But as you can see, it wire brushed up nicely. And got a little bit of copper and bronze showing through, but yeah, there's that. The snap ring pliers, or the hose clamp pliers, I got to get me a couple more clips to retain these things because they want to fall out. Actually, if I just do that, it'll fall out. So there's that. Scissors I already showed you. These wire brushed up and actually put them on the belt sander and sharpen them up a little bit. So those will cut. I already tried it. But yeah, the file, the chisel, the punch. Remember that was bent, and I even straightened it out. But it ain't a chisel or punch, it's actually a nail set.
there's a little divot. I don't know if we can get to it or not. Yeah, you can see the divot there. But that ain't cleaned up. The ratchet, I'll work on it a little more. It's kind of gritty still. Enough oil and enough flushing. But the sockets, they cleaned up. I put some oil on there to kind of preserve that. So yeah, that was the vinegar bath tools.
Well, hopefully, we got a good video for you. We're going to do some electrolysis, which is the idea, the theory of running electricity through tools and releasing the rust, removing the rust off your tools. There's also electroplating, which is the other side of it, where you can actually do sacrificial metal, silver, nickel plating, chromium, on, and bond that to the tool to plate them. That's how they do chrome bumpers and chrome tools and everything else, is electroplating. So you've probably seen a result of that somewhere in your lifetime. Anyway, the electrolysis are removing the rust off our tools. So I'll go through and do the comparison of the different the powders, making the solution and getting the process going. So stay tuned, watch this thing, and hopefully it'll give you an idea. So let's get going.